What's up, guys? JJ Fade 23. I'm going to use my amazing drawing skills here to show you my three favorite ways to enter short positions on large caps. Not small caps, large caps, even though you can use them sometimes the same way. So, first things first, what are you looking for on a large cap stock? By the way, guys, I'm going off the head here, so bear with me. It should still be good, but I never really plan any of my videos out. But I know, the three ways. That's pretty much it. The rest, I'm just gonna go off the head because I have it pretty much, it's in my head by heart. But anyway, so if you're watching a large cap stock, things that I like to look for if I want to short. All right, first of all, this is only for the top. All right, this isn't for like a stock that's downtrending and bouncing, and then going down. In this case, I would like to have pivots, obviously, my moving averages that I use right here, but that's not for this video, all right? This is for a stock that's going up. Maybe it's gone up a big run. It came all the way back down a far distance. I like this from here to here. If it's a double top, I would like this drop to be at least 15%, all right? At least 15%, because then I know I have to travel a good distance to go back up. Now, you don't need to have a double top, all right? One of these systems is a blow-off top, right? Which you don't necessarily need to have resistance, even though I like it better. But if a stock doesn't have resistance and it's just going up, making higher lows and higher highs, higher lows and higher highs, right? Then I wouldn't short it until it has a parabolic speed up in price, unsustainable to what we've already had here. So in this situation, the stock's going up, going up, going up. We get a elevated volume spike over here, a little blow off, speed up in price. And then I'm not particularly one for scaling in here. I don't like to add to a loser. So in this situation, I would either wait for a trend break on that parabolic move, or I would be using 5-minute Heikin-Ashi candles, 5-minute hikes, to wait for them to turn red and then show the stop above. All right? So now you can use this also if you have resistance here. It's grinding up slowly and then a speed up in price relative to what you've already had. That makes it unsustainable move, and a lot of times will be a reversal, especially when the stock this is very important too. When it does that parabolic speed up, all right, the stock should come far off its daily 4 and 8. So this is the 8 EMA here. You're already pretty far off it. The 4 EMA usually hugs really tight, but when the daily chart has to speed up off of it, it usually comes back to it. But remember, you want to have a parabolic, a speed up in price that's much faster than what the stock's been doing. All right, so that's one of the ways. That's a blow off top. Now, the next way would be a stock. This one you have to have resistance. You don't have to, but it's going to be better. Again, stock drops at least 15% on the daily chart down. Usually, when a stock drops 15%, if you're using moving averages, I would like to have it to at least come back to the 50-day. So that means it's not bouncing off the 21 or the 8 or 10. It's pulled back, broke, or came down at least to the 50-day. Usually it's at least 15% is what I like, and then it will start going back up, going back up. Now, when it's going back up, all right, this is very important. I don't want to short it up here, right, unless it's off of its 8 EMA. There has to be a space between the 8 for it to come back to, and a space between the 21. The farther off the 21 and 8, the better, and preferably off the 4 too, ideally. Now, if this is what's happening, and also, guys, I want to have multiple green days, at least 2 green days, preferably 3, and then obviously the more green days you have, the better. Or at least 2 green days in a row extension off the EMAs into resistance. Now, what happens here? In this situation, I want to see supply come in. So I'm not going to catch the top on this because it's not a blow-off top. What I want to see is intraday, the stock comes up to, maybe it's at this resistance here, right? It kind of starts topping out around this resistance. And then we get a sell-off here, right? I'm not shorting right here. I don't like to short into trades that might be a fake breakdown and then they go back up. So I want to see supply come in. It starts to dump. And then what I want to see is the 10-minute EMAs, right? The 8, 21, and 34, let's call them right here. I use these with the pre-market data off because there's much less false signals. When you have pre-market data on with your EMAs, there's so many like crossovers backing up and down. So I want to see the 8, which is going to be the top one in this situation because it was very bullish. I want to see the 8 cross below the 21 and 34. All right, and supply come in, it takes it down, and it has to break the most recent level of support, whether that's here or whether it's here. Wherever that most recent level support is on the 10-minute chart, I want to see the stock break that, and then I want to see the 8 cross below the 21 and 34. Now I know supply came in. I know it failed that resistance. I also know it still has room to go back to the daily 8 and the daily 21. So what I want to see here, I put my fibs on from here to here. I put my fibs, and I want to see a bounce back to at least 61 fib. Anywhere between 61 to 78 gives you good risk reward off the top, which is the 100% fib. So when this comes back up to here, I short it, risking off the highs above that pivot, above that resistance, and then I take it back down to the 8 first target, and then the 21 hopefully, and then I can leave a runner on and be in the driver's seat. But point is, the main thing is you want to see the 10-minute EMAs cross to the downside, break the most recent level of support, and then bounce back up to a 61 to 78% fib, which puts you back near the supply zone. Look for some topping and then short. So that's the second way. So you have the blow off top, which is a good indicator of a top. Now you have supply that came in and showed you, plus you have 10-minute EMAs and room to go back down to the 8, 21, and 34. And then the last way would be like this, all right? Stock, again, is moving up on the daily charts, extended from its EMAs, et cetera, et cetera. Same idea. The daily candles, let's say the daily candles look like, I'm not the best artist here, but say the daily candles look like this, all right? This is green candle, green candle. Now, green candle, all right? Now, what does this look like intraday, right? Intraday, that looks like this, probably, like just grinding higher, maybe some pullbacks, but grinding up. Now, on either the second, third, or fourth day, usually, what you have is, let me move this over here. Let me move this over a little, right? You have the 3 daily chart candles, or 2 or 4, whatever it is. Now you have the intraday, right? Now, you guys, remember this. When you're watching the intraday price action, you should always be thinking, what is this candle going to do? What is this? What kind of daily candle could I be forming here? Well, this is the top of a move, right? So if this is the top of a move, what do I want to see happen over here? I either want to see the next candle go like this and make a top and tail daily, or I want to see it go like this, open up a little above and fail back down, right? Maybe it goes a little higher and then it fails. So either way, if it's the topping tail daily, you're probably going to have an intraday parabolic move, which would end up making this candle, again, like I said, this daily candle would be like this, a doji. All right, so I'm already picturing, okay, we're on the 3rd or 4th green day up. This candle has a high chance to be a doji or to be a gap up and go red, because that's a fake breakout. So now intraday, like I said, I already went over the top and tail, which is like a parabolic move. Now, if for this to happen right here, what you need to see intraday is this. Grinding up, it starts going sideways on the top day, and then the next day, you get kind of something like that. All right, so you'd have a daily candle that has a tiny little top and tail here, and then it goes red. But I'm not shorting this until I see this breakout, fail back below day 1 high. Now I know we have a fake breakout and we're good to short, and the daily chart should be like this. And again, I'm trying to aim back to the 821, and then I'm in the driver's seat with a trailing stop or whatever. So those are the 3 ways that I short large caps, and those are the only 3 ways that I short large caps when I'm top hunting, all right? When I'm trading at the top. I mean, the only other way I do it is, like I said, stock already topped out over here. It's topped out. It's starting to go down. It's daily moving averages are crossing to the downside. Now I'm looking for retracements back to I put the EMAs in the wrong space. They're crossing to the downside like this. And now I'm looking for pops back into those EMAs, preferably whole dollars, and also pivots. All three together is great. Like you know, you have the 8, 21, 34 stacked negatively. You have the stock bouncing back into them. It's the first bounce back to them. You also have a pivot or supply zone here too. So you have in whole dollars, half dollars, good levels to look at. Whole dollars on large caps are my favorite, along with this other stuff too, right? You want to always find confluence because, you know, the more confluence you have, guys, I don't know, a lot of people don't understand this. One more thing I'll tell you. When you're looking at a daily chart, right? So let's say you want to buy a flag, or well, you know what? I'll make another video about that because this is a short video. But real quick, so let's say stock's downtrending, all right? Now, on the weekly chart, it might only be bouncing back to the 80 MA because that's a short-term moving average, and it got extended from it. Now it's bouncing back to it, right? But on the daily chart, if it's bouncing back to the 21 and 34, right? And then on the hourly chart, it's bouncing back to the 50. Now you're starting to have a lot of things. No matter what time frame someone's looking at, you're getting a bearish setup. So the best setups, they're looking great on all time frames, all right? So weekly, pull back to the 8, daily pull back to the 21.34, hourly pull back to the 50, and they all have resistance levels that you can see. So it's like, you know, so look for that confluence. But, you know, this is mostly about, you know, when you're trying to catch the top of a move, and that's how you do it without getting, you know, without scaling in, and then all of a sudden you add into a loser, and then you blow up on the parabolic move that you should be shorting the speed up in price, but you started way too early, so now you're way upside down. You know what happens? Guys, you know what happens when you add to a loser? This is what happens, all right? Instead of waiting, boom, short, and then take it down with confidence, this is what happens when you scale in. Add. Oh my God, I'm so upside down. You either stop out into the move that we should be shorting into, or what happens is you don't stop out, you cover as soon as you go green on the trade because you've been upside down for 3 days, or huge red, and now you're just happy to get out with a green trade. This is wiggity whack. So be patient, track your setups, wait for your setups, the exact same things over and over again, and don't do anything else. All right? I'm JJ Fade 23, and I'm not a financial advisor. So this is just for recreational use. Thanks, guys.